witch-type character, hunched back, big nose, warts, crispy grey hair, and she's behind you as you're walking in this dream. You get a slight sense of fear, so you pick up the pace. She picks up her pace. You start to run, she runs, you sprint, she sprints, and she is faster than you are. This hunched old woman is behind you, running after you, like this. She leaps in the air, and she jumps on your back, pinning you to the ground. She flips you over, and she paralyzes you, sitting on your chest. Then she unleashes her talon-like fingernails and starts clawing into your chest. It sounds funny, but I can swear to you, if this happened to you, it would not be funny. The Obeah man said, at this point you generally wake up. He said this happened to a young man that came to see him to be cured from his curse. He said he woke up, but the paralysis was still upon him. He was awake in his bed, his eyes were open, he was still fearful, his heart was beating and he was sweating buckets. And he couldn't move. He could feel the weight of this old woman on his chest, pinning him down. But there was nobody there. Out of the peripheral of his vision, he could see the shadows in the corner of the room starting to form shapes and becoming almost fleshly, as if he could touch them. He says that these shadows sort of encroached on him, came closer and closer. He says that they were trying to smell his fear. He said that sometimes the old hag and the shadow people are trying to get something out. But other people say that they're trying to put something in. Anyway, this man that was having this old hag experience, he managed to break through his fear and he shouted out, "Leave me alone!" And the paralysis was lifted and the shadows receded back into the corners of the room and everything was fine. He slowed his heartbeat and he was back to normal. Still scared of going to sleep. The next day, he went to see the Obeah. The other thing was when this man woke up and out of his paralysis, he looked down underneath his sheets, and on his vest that he was wearing, there was little droplets of blood seeping through. Underneath his vest, after he lifted up, there were scars and marks on his chest from an apparition that appeared in his dreams. The Obeah man told me the best way to get away from evil voodoo is to have a voodoo doll of your own in your appearance and with your part of yourself inside of it. So he reached across, he grabbed one of my dreadlocks, snipped the end off, and sewed it into a voodoo doll and made it into the likeness of me. So bearing this in mind, I'm now going to do a little voodoo ceremony. I'm going to ask for one of you to help me out, but please don't be afraid. We're not going to do any voodoo on you, we're going to do some voodoo on me. So